We're going to turn our attention on this sad day back to the fiscal cliff, because as we move closer and closer to it, you don't expect to find anyone on Capitol Hill making any big decisions this weekend, since both the House and the Senate are on recess until Monday. Republican Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee joins us now from Nashville. She's going to talk about where we stand on all of this. And Congresswoman, thank you for joining us. You certainly have your credentials when it comes to fiscal responsibility. I was doing a little background on you, and I see that you are a champion. You're known as one of the heroes of the Tennessee tax revolt of the year 2000. But I want to ask you a question that almost takes us back to 2003, actually, because you were quoted recently as saying, we did not get here with our fiscal problems overnight, decades in the making. It took decades to make them. In 2003, when Congress passed the Bush tax cuts, why did you guys sunset these for 2010? Why not just have made them permanent at that point? We would have avoided this mess.
Yeah, Adam, and that is a great question. And there are many of us that want to make tax reductions permanent and spending temporary. And you craft these extensions, if you will, or reductions in a manner so that it fits within the budget window, within what the Congressional Budget Office gives you. And you will hear the term used about baseline budgeting and then static scoring or dynamic scoring. And this is why many of us would like to do a couple of things. Number one is to move to dynamic scoring so that the changes in tax policy actually are reflected when you are doing your numbers in the current and out years, and also moving to a 2-year budget cycle. I want to get back to that. The reason I'm asking that question is we have to believe numbers. I don't want to get into the Democrats, Republicans, Democrats. Right.
In 2003, was Congress told that we would not be in a deficit kind of situation that we face now, given the cuts? Because what Democrats are saying is if we had never done that, we wouldn't be in this situation. What Republicans are saying is it's the spending. We would have been in this situation. Yeah. What were you guys being told as far as we can do this and don't worry going forward? Because now they're saying numbers and we got to believe them or not.
Right. And I think it's not we can do this, don't worry. What it is we know that if you clean up the tax code, if you reduce what the tax burden is, that tax liability is on individuals and small businesses, new start businesses, if you allow for more capital investment, then you're going to see a more robust economy. That's pretty much a given. So what our goal was to reduce the burden, and that's the right goal. Now, what we should have done, and what some of us have tried to do, I do across the board spending cuts every year, is to, as you reduce the burden of taxation, you have to reduce your spending. That is where government gets into a pickle, if you will, because you have discretionary spending, which is about 1/3 of a budget. You can go in every year and work on that. But you also have your trust funds, which are Medicare and Social Security, and you have your entitlement spending. And I did a town hall last night with a few thousand of my constituents, and then did a budget school this morning with about 60 constituents, and everybody continues to say what we want to do is to reduce what the federal government is spending. We want some thoughtful planning placed on entitlements. We would like to see stabilization and securitization of your Medicare and Social Security programs, and then you have to have a tax policy that's going to make sense.
Understood.
Clean it up.
Understood. I think a lot of us want to clean up. Congresswoman Blackburn, I apologize that we're out of time, because I would love to have talked to you about what Michael Strain from the American Enterprise Institute is saying, which is Republicans should let the president raise taxes, call the bluff, and say, okay, you still got to cut $1 trillion in spending every year. Congresswoman, it's a pleasure to have you here. I appreciate it.
Good
and maybe
to be with you.
next time we'll get to that discussion. Bye now.
Bye.
Okay, so